Hi there, and welcome to the 31 Days of Horror, Mostly Live, Volume 3, or Day 3. Hey there, Dan. Welcome, man. And tonight we are talking Jose Larraz. We are talking Edge of the Axe, and we're going to be talking about Larraz in general. Not only that, but I did pick something up today that was kind of cool, which if you see the thumbnail, you're going to know kind of what it is. Not a movie, but it's movie related. Um, we are going to be talking about Larraz. We are going to be talking about, hey, Amy, welcome. We're going to be talking about the Eureka announcements that were made on Friday that I have neglected to talk about yet. So I'll be mentioning those, what they are, what the features with each one of those films are as well. So we got a few things to talk about today. But today, and probably for the first time, I'm going to say, hey there, Scudder. I watched a movie that I did not yet physically have in my collection. Hey there, George. Welcome, man. But I can tell you one thing right now. Hey, Rich. Hey there, Dawes. If anything, I can say right now is one, Arrow's got an excellent streaming service. Two, it's already making me buy movies because I just watched my first film on that Arrow streaming service, and I already put that in my list of movies that I want to own in the very near future. I already had it on my list of stuff to buy. Hey, Rich. But I this sealed it. Tonight I watched Jose Larraz's movie Edge of an Axe, and I'm gonna guess that some of you guys are familiar with it. They've seen it. Know that Italian Dan saw it. I'm not sure if Dirk's in there tonight from VHS podcast, but he mentioned that he'd seen it as well. So have you seen Edge of the Axe? So one of the neat things I was able to do is because I have it on my iPad, which I am filming this on right now. What I did was rather than just watch it on the iPad, I do have like a larger iPad, not like the big one, but like not a Pro, but a 10. Uh, you own it, fantastic. I need it because I need features, other good features. I got to check. Uh, I was able to to use AirPlay to put it over to my TV because I've got an Apple TV. So I watched Edge of the Axe. I'll try not to give away any endings, Daz. I'll do that for you. Part of the to watch this, Sculder. The commentary is cool. Oh, I gotta get it. Okay, so one thing I gotta say right away. If you're familiar with Jose Larraz from this, or maybe you're one of the few people, Heather Kubrick, that's seen this, or you know him for one of his like fancier films, like this. So this is not that that style of film. Not at all, actually. One thing that surprised me was it's going to seem like a silly little thing, but the lack of exploitation aspects to the film. This was he did vampires and like a bunch of other films as well. That's just the ones that I got on hand. Does. Um, but he made Deadly Manor, which also came out from Arrow Video, which is another one which uses a white masked killer, and I don't have that one yet in my collection. Hey, cool man, welcome man, welcome to the Call to Cinema. Hey, everybody, say welcome the Cool Channel to the Call to Cinema, like we always do when somebody new comes in. See what I do? Cool is I stop. I tell people welcome. Thank you, Amy. So we're talking about Larraz tonight. We're going to be talking about some other stuff as well. I'm going to be talking about the Eureka releases, and I picked up a couple things of which are kind of cool. One of them is Glow in the Dark, and I'm sure some of you guys have picked it up as well. Anyway, so Larraz usually has this. He has a very different film style. and it's unique. And often his films are very dreamlike and very artsy and indie in some of the style it goes. It's very much a challenge. Some of his films are meant to be a challenge. Symptoms, for instance, is definitely something that's meant to be like a challenge to cinema watchers in the way that it's done. It's something different. But Larraz has impressed me with the fact that when Larraz needs to go commercial, he knows how to do it. Um, the one thing about Edge of the Axe that you're going to notice right away is it's definitely 80s Larraz because it's not so much, it's gone into a different style. It's gone into a much more commercial style. I guess I should tell you like the plot line of Edge of the Axe. It's pretty simple actually. There is a white masked axe wielding killer that is killing off mostly women in this small town. Meanwhile, there's a computer guy. He's kind of really kind of like a he doesn't seem nerdy, but he's a computer guy, and his best friend who is married to an his best friend's married to an older woman, and he's like this kind of like they hang out together, and his best friend's always kind of finding younger girls. He's having like the affairs. As having an affair, um, and he is this geeky computer guy that's found this geeky computer guy, movie version of geeky computer guy, that's found like this girl that's also kind of a bit into the geeky stuff, not as much as him, but so throughout the film, um, he's trying to solve the he's kind of trying to solve the murder, as are we, because I'm gonna put it out there, it's pretty well constructed. So as a mystery, it's actually pretty damn well constructed. It does not dive into like if you're expecting the Jose Larraz of Black Candles, if you're expecting to see some like dreamlike quality to the film, or you're expecting to see a lot of or any nudity, you ain't getting that in this film. If you're expecting to see something in a Lucio Fulci kind of New York Ripper, you're not going to get that either. Italian Dan's exactly right. He's definitely seen this film. It is Giallo-esque. It is early Giallo-esque. It's not a Tenebrae. It's more of a Birth Crystal Plumage. That's kind of what we're looking at. There's a couple of like decent like kills, but it's not a film that kind of like dives too heavily into into like the gore aspect of the kills. It's about who did it. And there are clues throughout. There are a lot of red herrings, which I was very impressed by. What's the most uncut version of New York Ripper? I would say go with the Blue Underground edition, Cryptic. If you can get the 4K one, definitely go for that. I don't have that one yet, but I got the one before that, and it was that's an uncut edition. So Shameless is missing a few sequences in the film, but the Blue Underground is completely uncut. I have them both because I'm a big fan of the movie. But okay, Italian Dan, since or anybody here that's seen the film. Uh, oh, there is a tell. Oh, you haven't seen it? So does. So look here. First, this is the thing. It's called Arrow. See, people go looking for Arrow Video on there. It's called Arrow Player. That's the app's name. So you can go on here and you can see that they have streaming service. They don't only have movies though. They actually have like oh, it does. A lot of people actually. When I announced this yesterday, I was talking to Heath. Actually, I was talking to Brian. Heath from Cyril at Midnight, and Brian from Just the Disc and Pure Cinema podcast, and of course now Just the Disc, the YouTube channel. Um, I was like, "Did you know there's an Arrow Video like streaming service?" And they're like, "There is." So we were kind of chatting about it. I love the fact that it's done kind of Criterion like, and that it puts some features on there. It's okay. You can always we don't mind going off topic. We do that all the time here. Um, so you don't only just get films, but oftentimes, like for instance, like to give you like an idea here, like this month they chose Edgar Wright, the director, of course, from to as to select some of the films. Hey, Sardis, welcome, man. But along with all that, and the slashers and the cult and the Shocktober 31, they picked 31 films for Shocktober. They have something that's called Arrow Stories, and what Arrow Stories means, it's like there was a hour long like when Ramiro met Del Toro. Here's one for you: Ties that bind, about Audition, From Audition to Vampire Girl, The Hills. Looking back, The Hills Have Eyes, 54-minute thing. So if you've already got like some of these releases, some of the stuff's gonna sound familiar for from some of the releases. They have like a Crazy for Lynn Laurie, which on the Crazies, Q&A with Lynn Laurie that runs 35 minutes, and they have Being Frank, Sean Chapman on Hellraiser. Uh, they got a hour and 19-minute long called Deadbeat Forever documentary on Jim Van Bieber. So there's a whole lot of stuff. So aside from just being like having like the average films and stuff like that, they also have features as well. So it's done like Criterion that one, except that it is rather than being $14.99, it's $4.99, and the first month is free. So I feel like I'm chilling for Arrow, and I never get anything from Arrow, but it doesn't matter. If I'm excited about something and something can give you guys pleasure, I'm going to let you guys know about it. All right, I just got to speaking to Brian. I was just talking to Mr. Brian Sauer, the Just the Disc Pure Cinema guy himself, and the Just the Disc YouTube channel right now about actually hosting on a guest hosting on an upcoming episode. All right. So, did anybody here guess the killer? Like at 10 down, when you watched it, anybody that's seen the movie, don't give away who the killer is, please, because I think it's a really neat little film, Edge of the Axe. But did anybody here when they were watching Edge of the Axe guess who the killer was? Kind of curious. And did you kind of lean in towards like being a certain person when that person came into a room dressed a lot like the killer, only to reveal the opposite? That was a good sequence. Uh, I gotta say, I did near the end, but there was a lot of like red herrings in the film, and well done red herrings. Not like ones where they just have that shifty eye type thing. Ones where it could have been this person or could have been this person, like easily. The good thing about the film, about Edge of the Axe, is they give you a lot of not just suspects who are kind of like shady or look kind of weird, but suspects that look like they would 110% be viable to be the killer. And I think that's when you know you've done it successfully. When it's more than just like a close up on somebody's eyes or just a real shady look. When you actually presented, like presented clues, but still presented enough people around that could have been the killer, uh, that it can like steer the viewer off a bit. That's success. That's a successful um, film. So right now we know I know Tim and Dan has seen that one. Dirk's not here, I don't think, to see it. You got to mix up Boy the Eye. Well, they do have kind of like, well, not similar killers. Boy the Eye is very much like you know who the killer is. Boy the Eye, almost from the beginning of the film. It's That's a very like psychologically. I'll be talking about Boy the Eye one of these days again. It's a fantastic film. But Edge of the Axe got this. It's got a really cool mask. I actually don't think was utilized as well as it could have been. Like there's a lot of melodrama in this film. There's definitely like there's a lot of story, um, and sometimes you can get kind of caught up in what's going on with the people and kind of forget that there's an axe killer going around killing people because there's these like two kind of cute little romances that are going on, like kind of simultaneously, and there's this like a story between this guy and he's married to this older woman, and like There's things going on in her life, and it, yeah, there's a bunch of other things. Hey there, Brian. And we got Brian here from Just to This, whose YouTube channel you guys should be sub to, along with the two podcasts that I just mentioned. So I got to ask you, Brian, have you seen Edge of the X? Jose Larraz's Edge of the X. Hey, Sumo, welcome, man. I did actually. The Killer is one of 13. I love that movie, by the way. A lot of people don't, but I do. I love the film. Um, you loved it? Did you guess the killer on Edge of the X? I was so surprised with the way the film was done because I've seen so much Larraz stuff that's been artsy and soft shot and like filled with nudity and violence, and none of that was in Edge of the X. Like none of what you would expect from Larraz. Hey there, Craig. Was in Edge of the X. You know, there's absolutely no nudity in the film, and as an exploitation slasher guy, often that bothers me, but actually it didn't bother me in this one. Um, there's there's no huge gore shots. There's no tenebrae gore in this film, but it's well done. And you actually, well, I did anyway. I actually cared about like the characters that were on the screen. Don't say the killer is the right man. Just don't, because this is going to be spoiler free. The killer does actually. If you're watching all the way through, there are hints on the killer. Like it, there are hints to let you to kind of let you know who the killer is. So when the payoff comes, you kind of it kind of clicks into place. Or for me, it clicked into place. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Especially because of one sequence in the film that stands out as a kind of a flashback sequence, which I won't get into any further than that because I really do want people to see this movie. Uh, I will definitely. I watched it on the Arrow streaming service, but I would definitely be buying this movie uh, in the near future. It's a definitely a fun rewatch, and uh, I want the features. I have to check because I am very curious. Hey, Josephine, welcome. News can get you down sometimes. This is why when we get in here, Josephine, we talk movies and happy stuff. So for those who've never seen the movie, this is the look of the killer. But what I want to know is, I know that Taylor Dan said is a really cool like featurette on there with the girl in the film, the lead actress. There's because there's kind of really two lead actors, but there's one kind of main lead actress, her and the geeky guy, the kind of the two to get together. By the way, I love the cover. Look at that cover. Is that not an excellent cover? And you know what? It's a cover that's actually in the film. So some often you'll see like covers where it's uh, when you look at it and it won't look like it won't look like the movie or it won't represent the movie well. But that's actually like a sequence in the film itself, so that's always kind of cool. So there is an audio commentary with Barton Fawkes and Matt Rosenblatt. There's an audio commentary with Hysteria Continues. 11-minute interview called Gerald's Game. One with called The Actor's Grind. The Pain in Spain. This was shot in Spain. Image Gallery, 3.5 minutes, and original trailers English and Spanish subtitle. English and Spanish. Not quite sure what the subtitle issue is on this one here. Apparently, the Colin Arthur interview about the makeup effects work is really good. So I did enjoy Deadly Manor. Deadly Manor was much like Edge of the Axe. So if you like Edge of the Axe, if you like Deadly Manor, you're probably gonna like Edge of the Axe. They're very different though. Like Deadly Manor is constructed as exactly like as a slasher film in kind of the exploitation genre of what it is. Deadly Manor is much like Eyes Without a Face. With Deadly Manor, basically these people get stranded at this place. It's literally, there's a white mass killer that's killing people off. But of course, this one definitely deals a lot more in like kind of There's a lot more nudity and exploitation. It's a lot more what you would expect. Some people will go into to Edge of the Axe, and they'll see it as a slasher film. They'll see the opening, like the cover, and they'll expect the tropes of the overly gory kill scenes, or the or the gratuitous nudity, and that might like kind of turn them off a bit. Uh, but go in like knowing that that's not part of what it is. That it's a different type of film. That it's a murder mystery, and and I think you'll enjoy it more if you do that. For the other thing, go get Deadly Manor, double feature with Deadly Manor, because Deadly Manor is exactly that. Deadly Manor is exactly the film that has like a ton of nudity and a bunch of gore, and again a white mass killer. So either way, get Deadly Manor, get Edge of the Axe. You're set. One with a really great story, and one with a kind of a really hot girl. Now, well, there's hot girls in both, with nudity in one. Hey there, and ready. Welcome, man. Did you pick up the Edge of the Axe yet? It's really good. Um, and do you have the Arrow streaming service? And ready, because if you don't, got to talk about that. One thing that I gotta say, hey Cinematech, welcome, dude. We're just talking Jose Larraz here. Well, a very different Jose Larraz, because it seems like in the '80s, Jose Larraz kind of like completely changed his style. Ever thought of doing a stream on funny horror films? Um, Definitely. My favorite, by the way, you asked me before and I didn't get to answer you because I was like talking about some other stuff and I didn't notice the question until afterwards. Is Student Bodies. Although Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is one of my favorite movies when it comes to the comedy horror, Student Bodies is one that is near and dear to my heart. Life Force. Life Force is an excellent film to watch. Mathilda May. You cannot go wrong with Mathilda May, man. So you want to see what I picked up today? Want to see what I grabbed? Not movies, but movie oriented. You ready? So I actually grabbed two Halloween edition magazines today, which I'm pretty sure Enready's got this. Uh, I was seeing, oh, I saw Starman in theater, Josephine. I love Starman. So this is the latest Rue Morgue magazine. It is this. They always do like a themed issue for Halloween. So this year, it is the golden age of Italian horror. They actually have an interview with Dardano Sacchi on talking about his movies with Bava, Argento, Fulci, the other Bava, Lamberto Bava, and Rogerio Diodato. They talk about the Fulci biopic that came out from Severin. We talk about, of course, on Ennio Morricone, 50 overlooked horror films of the past 20 years, horror movies for the deaf, the killer games of puppet combo, history of seances, silent screams. That you're definitely right. He's a heck of a prolific screenwriter, Italian Dad. You know your Italian stuff. You got your Italian thing right. I actually got this at Indigo, which is Coles or chapters basically here in Canada. But you should be able to get this in the U.S. I guess at your local like Barnes and Noble, right? Barnes and Noble carries magazines. I'm guessing they're kind of like just like chapters and that. So it is actually pretty stunningly well done. There's a little thing on the movie Phase 4. We got a thing on like seances here, which is really cool. I love the 50 like horror movies that you may have missed. There's a great little In Search of Lucio Fulci article on the whole Severin thing, and there's a bunch of stuff here on Italian horror. So obviously that's extremely cool, and I was so excited to get that. But that wasn't the only thing I picked up when I was in that store. There was one other one I had to pick up as well. A magazine that people don't talk about nearly enough, and that I think is a real throwback to the old school of the horror magazines, and does a pretty good job. I do have like a small magazine collection, Ragman. I used to have like a big one with a lot of different horror magazines, but those got sold off when I had my first kid. So I'm eventually I'll be trying to get back the ones that I had from before, because I would like to have like a little library of horror magazines. Hey there, Dustin, welcome. By the way, check out Edge of the Axe. A nice bloody no, actually not at all, Josephine. You know what? A nice bloody horror movie sometimes is a perfect thing for a pickup. It's cathartic. Like it's like you find yourself, you get into this world where all kinds of weird kind of murders and deaths and stuff are going on, and you know what? They're they're kind of fake murders and deaths. It's a cathartic way to just get out any stress and anxiety you have. I definitely recommend it. Who has this? Because oh my god, I'm so in love with this. So this is a Halloween edition of Scary Monsters magazine. Yeah, I did not see that movie Snatchers yet, and the Dirk was right. I want to check that out. Did you like it? So one thing to know about this. So isn't this a gorgeous cover? Like first off, let's just acknowledge the gorgeousness. Hey there, Alan, of this wraparound cover. Exactly, they turn dance. Sometimes you just need to see some fake characters get splashed. So one other thing to know about this cover, by the way. Yeah, yeah, it really, really does too. I tried it. Hey there, Jason. Scary Monsters cover. If you can grab this one, it's a glow in the dark cover. It is brilliantly done. And what does it talk about in the 118th? It's been around for 118 issues, guys. So this is the third Halloween spectacular that they've ever done. Send me pictures of Edge of the Axe. I'll check it out, man. Um, we have like they talk about Return to Carnival of Souls here. So they talk about Carnival of Souls. Talk about the Halloween God, British ghost movies, paranormal legends. So just give you an idea. Do I remember Glow in the Dark cereal? I kind of do, but I can't remember the name of it. If anybody knows the name though, please let me know. So we have stuff in here like I love this here, like right from the beginning. Like they talk about like different like British horror films on here. We see one of my favorites, Edge of basically like Dead of the Night is here. And for those that caught me when I was on the Cobwebs podcast, right here is an article. There you go on 13 Ghosts. So Illusiono is mentioned in here. Um, the, as you can see, there's a ton to read in this one. Some magazines will get caught up and have a lot of pictures, and there's definitely some like a lot of pictures and stuff in there. But it's got some super cool articles in here as well. Which the horrors would you see count from Sesame Street make comparison? And a gentle film, yeah, especially kind of like Famous Monsters does, yeah. Uh, I would say that it's like it definitely deals with more of the some of the older stuff like Famous Monsters does, but I find it very well written, and I love the way that they do this. Just like the way that they taken the time to actually kind of like give you the like give kind of like a shot by shot analysis here. Lord of Illusions actually really like. I might be alone in that one, Josephine, but I actually enjoyed Lord of Illusions. You got a subscription to the Scary Monsters? Brian Trash, you just gain cool points. Do you have the new one, the new glow in the dark? I love this, and I love the fact that it actually glows in the dark. It's fun and like it's definitely worth doing. Like going back and and getting an old go to your local like magazine shop or bookstore and grab like an old grab a grab one of these here. It's so fun and actually like rather than have just a digital copy to just go even just to grab grab one for Halloween's sake, right? Ghost of Mr. Chicken's mentioned here. Um, it's bloody brilliant. I'll say that right now. Um, it's one of the magazines that I actually look forward to getting. These, unfortunately, unlike the old days back in the late '80s, early '90s, they no longer come with posters on the inside. And anybody that's ever collected like the horror magazines from before are going to remember things like Starlog and Gorezone, and especially Gorezone. Gorezone was infamous for its big poster that would have on the inside. First time viewing for Silent Night, Deadly Night. Did you like it? Because 101 Films is putting out a two disc edition. Actually, George, I think, like sent me some information on that. Um, Loved, excellent. Wait till you see part two. It's you well have seen a lot of it in part one, but it's worth seeing anyway. Uh, and it won't be as good, but it'll be interesting. Um, Three disc edition. Holy crap! It's a really good looking edition. Like I got the two Scream Factory editions, and I will give Scream Factory props 100%. They put it all in to that edition. Uh, I'm not sure if the new editions are going to have those making ofs that Scream Factory had, because those are paramount. Those are going to be those are needed, like 110%. But if I can get it at a decent price, I, then I would definitely pick it up because I just love the look of that set, and I do love those films. Film Facts. So you are a magazine guy. So you got like an actual physical subscription, so they come to your door, as opposed to like some I used to get Dark Side magazine, but most it was like a digital subscription, which is definitely not the same. Are there any horror movies about factories? I guess like there's certain. Good question. With poor working conditions. When I think about that, I think about like God, what's his name? There's a John Saul book that I read once, um, and it was about these. And it might have been like Suffer the Children. What's Suffer the Children? Anybody here read John Saul or ever read John Saul? Because there's one book like where these kids worked in like this or worked in this type of like I was going to corn sequels. Oh, part five is actually not bad, and like all the kids they all die anyway. There's a big like fire, and there's a haunting. A complete run of video watch that Tim Luke's magazine. That is amazing. Demonic Toys, yeah, that does take place in the factory. I didn't think about that one. I was thinking Debt Ragman are kind of the more darker, depressing ones, I guess. The last magazine that I showed here, well, the one two I showed off is Scary Monsters, which is 118th issue. This one's been around for quite a while. That's Carnival of Souls and British Horror on the back. Hey there, Joe. Welcome, man. This is a glow in the dark cover. And the one that I showed off before, in case you missed it, is Rue Morgue's Halloween edition, and it is the golden age of Italian horror, as we can see here from the Bay of Blood picture. See, nothing is completely unwatchable to me, uh, but yeah, it's not exactly one of the best. See, my dad was a big Famous Monsters guy. Obviously, I'm not old enough to have like read the original Famous Monsters when it came out, but when I would go visit my dad, he would have like Famous Monsters like hanging around, like laying around all the time. So I would like always be like picking up an issue and like reading through it. He had such great magazine collections stuff like that. See, my mom was like the True Detective and like that type of those type of magazines, and my dad was like Famous Monsters. So I had to be kind of morose at all. You should be able to pick it up in the states, Italian Dan. It is a Canadian made magazine. Um, I think it's Andrea. It's Andrea, right? It's doing that's the editor right now. Yeah, Andreas. I'm gonna get the name wrong. Sabasetti is the editor right now. They've had a few editors like Andrea Sabasetti and Ivanka are definitely hands down their eras of like Rue Morgue are the best eras that I've seen out of them all. I was iffy on early Rue Morgue, although I like some of the articles. I got really peeved with them when they when they plastered Friday the 13th on a cover on the cover, and then they like, hey there, Alvin, welcome, man. And then they proceeded to actually mercilessly run down Friday the 13th as a franchise. Um, and kind of just like talk down to its fans in a very early issue. So I was pretty peeved about that. So I didn't like read them for a while. Then one of the writers that interested me the most uh, was uh, was one by the name of, and hopefully I got her name right, is Ivanka, who, and she's gone on to like do other things, include like she's directed like films and short films, and of course she's recently directed an episode of Hellstrom, the new series that's coming out. So, but she was like the editor that got me like reading the magazine like seriously again. And after she left, I kind of went on and off with it. And when Andrea came in, that's when I really got back into it again. Oh, Castle Frankenstein! I used to have a collection of those. Uh, there was a comic book shop that was like was kind of a comic book shop. They used to like sell other stuff, but comic books was kind of the front. But I used to go there for comic books, and so they had like a bunch of like Castle Frankenstein stuff, and these old Hammer horror magazines, like the ones that came out with. They were so nice. They didn't last very long though. Retro video game magazine collection. I used to have one, Ragman. On like I had a whole Nintendo Power, like a whole bunch of Nintendo Power back in the day, and a bunch of like EGMs as well. But unfortunately, I do not have those as well. Do not have those now. The other thing that I wanted to talk about and mention on here, because Psychotronic is a cool one. Did anybody ever have? And I got to mention this. You're gonna get cool punch if you've ever had this or you've read this. Phantom's Guide to the Movies. You got to see it, Indy. Like definitely check it out. Edge of the Axe is an excellent film. Because everybody remember Phantom's Guide to the Movies? Like Phantom of the Movies? Had this like, it was a big book, had this kind of yellow cover, had like different like articles and stuff in there and reviews. And oh, Kubrick, if you ever get a chance to see it, definitely check it out. It was my Bible when I was young. When I was in college, it was my Bible. I actually found it. It was almost brand new, but it was at a bookstore, well, at a pawn shop actually, that I picked it up at, and it literally had just come out then. Phantom's Guide, yeah, Indy knows Phantom's Guide. So Phantom's Guide to the Movies. Let me just see if I can find the cover here. Uh, it was bloody brilliantly done. You still get the magazine? This takes me back with that, guys. I'm trying to get you the cover here. But every time I do, it's trying to link me to like another friggin' website. So let me just see. Come on. Now, I don't want to do. I want to open up picture. Just the picture. So let's go to my photos and see if it worked out. So there is the Phantom Ultimate Video Guide right there. The Phantom of the Movies. It was by far and large, at the time, my absolute favorite video guide. All right, so I promised it, so I'm going to talk about it. Eureka made their announcements on Friday of 5 new releases that are coming out, and I guess now it's time to talk about them. Softcover magazine Monsters. It sounds kind of familiar. I'll look it up though. I don't think I have any. So are you guys ready for Eureka's announcements? Ready to go there? Are you ready to go there? So Eureka announced five releases, including Dustin knows what they are, including a couple box sets. So they announced the Painted Bird. They announced 2 Samuel Fuller films, so anybody like Samuel Fuller are gonna like this. There is House of Bamboo, which is a Samuel Fuller film starring Robert Ryan and Robert Stack, two of the Roberts. I haven't got any pumpkins yet. I haven't decorated yet actually because, now this is probably my hang around here watching horror movies, talking to you guys, chilling with my better half, watching some Universal stuff as well. Is my name related to any magazines? You mean like the Call to Cinema? No, actually, it's kind of uh, just something that I thought up in one day when I was actually watching wrestling. Oh, Indy Phantom. Oh, next up is Once Upon a Time in China, the trilogy. And last but not least, for you horror fans out there, hey Chris, welcome, man. By the way, Chris, I know you're a slasher picker upper. If you haven't got Edge of the Axe yet, yeah, recommend it. Highly recommend it. I do watch Halloween every year. I don't normally talk about it on the channel, but I do watch it every year. Oh, AME, it looks really good. And the Inner Sanctum Mysteries, the complete film series as well. Oh, yeah, it's a cool one, man. That one and Deadly Manor. Get those two. So here you go. Here's the 5 films right there. So you can see the sets. But what does that mean? Like exactly, I won't be watching Black Christmas this month, Kubrick. I usually keep Black Christmas until until Christmas Eve. That's when I normally watch Black Christmas. And sometimes when I'm just in the mood to kind of like pick myself up, much like Josephine mentioned there earlier, but like watching a horror movie sometimes just when you're like in a bummed out mood, the whole catharsis of it. Is Inner Sanctum the same as the Mill Creek set? That's it, because the Mill Creek set has stuff on it as well. It has some really good stuff on it too. So I'll mention to you here what's on the. Do you have the Inner Sanctum set from Mill Creek? Unfortunately, that set came out before I started reviewing any Mill Creek stuff, so that wasn't something that was on the requisition list that I could have checked out. But it is one I'm going to buy. So yeah, I got like an old edition of this one. So I do want to get. So will I get this one? Yes. Will I get the Mill Creek one? More than likely, yes, because I think there's going to be like different features. Can't watch when it's a good film or a film that I really love indie. I can find not only can I watch it annually, but sometimes I'll watch a film, turn around and watch it over again. I'm weird that way. That's why it takes me a while to get through my films. Urban Legends, Skeleton Key, and Creepshow Season 1. Awesome. When I talk to Jamie Blanks again, I'm going to tell him that someone else picked up Creepshow. So I picked up Urban Legend, which is an amazing film. All right, so here we go for features on the first. We'll go with the set as well. So, Calling Dr. Death has an auto commentary with screenwriter, film historian C. Courtney Joyner and Regina Laborg, daughter of director Reginald Laborg. I like Creepshow the series, actually, Joe. I really did. It can be uneven at times, but any anthology series will give you, like, say, Twilight Zone can be uneven. But it's good. It's well done. There's a couple of things that I think they need to pick up in the second season. And the biggest one is give the creep a voice. Don't make him like. It's okay if there's like a comparison to Tales from the Crypt, because there's gonna be. Give the character a voice. Don't keep him voiceless. That's the weirdest thing in Creepshow. Weird Woman has a commentary with author Justin Humphries, who did the Dr. Phibes Companion, and Dale Halverson, who did Dark Delicies, Original Tales of Terror, and the Macabre. Strange Confessions has an audio commentary from screenwriter Peter Atkins, who wrote Hellraiser 2, 3, and 4. There is a Kim Newman on the Inner Sanctum Mysteries, new interview with journalist, film critic, and fiction writer Kim Newman. This is the Inner Sanctum, making a universal mystery series. Runs 55 minutes long. The Creaking Door, Entering the Inner Sanctum, 15 minutes long. History of the radio series with author, radio historian Martin Grams Jr. Oh yeah, Kim Newman. Mind Over Matter, 20-minute archival interview with actor Martin Kozlak, who was in The Frozen Ghost, and a selection of episodes from the original Inner Sanctum Mysteries radio series that you can listen to. But make sure you don't get too creeped out. The next one, House of Bamboo. By the way, for the Samuel Fuller ones, if you get those from Eureka Video, they do have an option for you to get them as 2 for £22, as opposed to buying them separately and paying extra. House of Bamboo has an audio commentary by author Scott Harrison. There is a 45-minute documentary on character actor Richard Widmark, who of course is amazing. Um, I love radio shows, Brian Trash. Again, you get more cool points with that. There's collector's booklet featuring an essay by film critic Philip Kemp and the words of Samuel Fuller. Hell and High Water, the other Samuel Fuller film, again gets that 2 for £22 deal if you buy them both together. There is an outer commentary of film historians Julie Kurgo and Nick Redman, which I'm obviously was done a while back because Nick Redman has passed on now. If you ever collect the Twilight Time Blu-rays, then you know that Nick Redman was one of the guys behind Twilight Time, and Julie Kurgo was the one that wrote absolutely, I'm pretty sure, every booklet that ever came out of Twilight Time release. So if you ever got a Twilight Time release and you read any of their booklets, then that's from Twilight Time. What's the worst horror film I've ever seen? It depends on how you describe worst. I love serials, actually. So if you like serials, that's extra cool punch you're getting today. So there's also an outer commentary with film historians Aline Silver and James Orsini. Fuller at Fox, a video essay by David Carnes looking at Samuel Fuller's films produced for 20th Century Fox, a collector's booklet as well. Josephine, I hope you have a great day. Don't let the outside stuff affect you. Go watch something gory and fun and creepy and just feel good. It'll do it for you. And always come back here for some stress-free, just fun conversation. All right, so Painted Birds, which, by the way, it's a great cast. Udo Kier, Stellan Skarsgård, Harvey Keitel, Julian Sands, Barry Pepper. So this one has like a 125-minute behind-the-scenes look at the film's 11-year process. So yeah, 125 minutes long. A collector's booklet here with an essay by Jason Wood. And now we get to... You didn't like Police Are Blundering in the Dark? But it's... Hey there, I'm going to get this wrong. The guy, did I get that right or wrong? Either way, welcome to the Cult of Cinema. It's a movie, New York Ripper, actually, Tenebrae, and Black Christmas are three that stand out as three movies that I watched over and over again. Recently, one that I've watched at least a dozen times since it came out is actually Anne and the Apocalypse, because I'm a huge musical fan, and Anne and the Apocalypse music was brilliant, like bloody brilliant, like Dagger. Okay. So the Once Upon a Time in China set it's a 4 Blu-ray set. I'll answer your questions as soon as I read this here. So I do apologize. So it includes basically all the films here, including the final chapter, Once Upon a Time series. So we got Once Upon a Time in China, original Cantonese, dubbed English, and original Mandarin sync sound audio options. We have a 30-minute making of Once Upon documentary. There's audio commentaries on 1 to 3. There's The Legend of Wang Fei Hung, a 48-minute 3-part featurette on the legendary folk hero. Memories of Once Upon a Time in China 2, interview with actor Mike Miller, runs 49 minutes long. Memories of Once Upon a China 3, interview with actor John Wakefield, runs 29 minutes long. There's an archival interview with actor and Shaw Brothers veteran Yen Shi Kwan, runs 10 minutes long. There's an archival interview with Jet Li on here, archival interview with Donnie Yen, archival Q&A with Jet Li. There's a 23-minute archival interview with director Tasu Hark. I probably got that wrong. An archival interview with actor John Wakefield. Now, one thing you got to know about a lot of this stuff is a lot of these are limited, at least the ones with the booklets, so to 1,000 copies. So yeah, you might want to grab some of those pretty quickly. Also, it is kind of, I haven't mentioned on the channel, but those that like martial arts films should probably know that actually Eureka has a martial arts Blu-ray sale going on right now, So a lot of their stuff is going on for like $9.99. Uh, Now I'll find some of your questions. I do apologize and get your questions before. I wanted to get that out of the way so that I could actually honestly. What is your record of the most films you've watched in one day? I would not be able to tell you. Oh, Dennis, welcome. Oh, so I just announced the upcoming Eureka releases that are coming out, including, of course, Inner Sanctum Mysteries, Once Upon a Time in China. The series, there's, of course, two Samuel Fullers coming out as well, The Painted Bird. So I think most of them are, I'd have to check on the, not sure on the box sets, but the rest of them I think are limited to, with the booklets anyway, to 1,000 copies each. And Semitech said apparently Eureka have worldwide free shipping. Also, Dennis, if you've not seen Edge of the Axe, highly recommend it. So now let's answer some of your questions that you guys asked, and feel free to ask some more. So Italian Dan found got bored by the police are blundering in the dark. I can kind of see that. For me, I didn't because it was so weird, uh, and it's definitely a low rent Giallo. Not gonna lie about that. Uh, you got the two Inner Sanctum. Oh, nice. Because the Inner Sanctum ones are cool. I want to get that set. I'm gonna get that set. I'm gonna get the Mill Creek set. I'll be set either way because that way I'll have all the features that I want, and I'll have one that's Region A and one that's Region B. Is that too much? Is that too much? Because that's kind of what I do sometimes. Yeah, maybe I should stop doing that. Definitely want to check out, man. Like I after watching the movie, I know it's one I got to grab. I've seen Deadly Manor a few times, but that's one I got to get to. It's I'm ashamed of myself that I'm missing some of the Slaughter stuff. I love Police Are Blundering because it's so insanely done. Like in all honesty, I watch the Police Are Blundering anytime over Dario Argento's Giallo. Just putting that one in there because that was not one of my favorites. Your wife loves Once Upon a Time in China. See, well, so does mine actually. She's like a huge fan of the of those type of films, of the martial arts films. She likes fantasy films too. Hey there, William. Welcome, man. Welcome. Hopefully, you checked out the Eureka lineup that they got coming out, and you checked out Edge of the Axe. And if you guys don't have it, and Dagger, so basically, if you don't know yet, or you probably do because you grab the Eureka stuff quickly, um, Arrow Video has a streaming service. Basically, if you look for it as under Arrow Player, do you like? Do you actually love Giallo? How's man Giallo? I can understand you being kind of on Deli Manor. It's definitely kind of like it's a middle of the road, but I do enjoy it for what it is. I actually that's kind of why I enjoy it. But everybody's got their own opinion on stuff. So Jace Priest up Deli Manor's a lot of fun. Hey there, William. Yeah, the Arrow Channel app is gonna break me. It's gonna, because there's a whole lot of stuff that I'm gonna buy now, and that's sort of the whole thing here. Hey Ken, welcome, man. A lot of the Yeah, did you notice that it was pretty toned down for Lorazzo? Maybe I need to give it another chance. Andy, you've convinced me. I'll give it another chance. It's been years since I've seen it, like probably when it first came out. I'll be honest, I was expecting something very different. I remember when I spoke with Daisuke afterwards, you mentioned like how like Giallo, like Argento's Giallo is his least favorite of the Argento films. He actually prefers the director 3D over it. which I can understand too, actually, because Dracula 3D is one of those movies that is so insane and kind of bad and weird. That's gonna be a cult film down the road. Ever see a movie and just realize like this movie's nuts? Oh yeah, Dennis, Arrow as a streaming service here in North America, it premiered on the 1st of October. It's called Look for Arrow Player. Like I was looking all over, Dennis, for like Arrow Video and Arrow Films and Arrow streaming service. Nothing came up. I looked Arrow Player, and that's where it came, that's where I got it. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's available on the Roku as well. I would love to see the 100th anniversary of Caligari. Look at this from Edge of the Axe, guys. This is a picture that George sent. I so want this release. Alternate artwork. See, there's some gore in Edge of the Axe. There you go, right there. Yeah, Arrow Player has been extremely like impressive. And the one I like it the most too, it's a combination of like if Shudder and Criterion had a baby, and it became and it grew up, it will become Arrow Player. That's what I like in it too. You switch yours to the alternate artwork. I've only watched that and a documentary that I'd seen before on like Hellraiser because today originally I had planned to talk about like some of the Hellraiser. The Arrow service is free for the first month, Brian, and it is $4.99, the same as Shutter, for afterwards, which I think is a really good price for a streaming service. Yeah, a 30-day free trial, which is really good. Like a lot of trial, you'll get like a 7-day free trial with Shutter. You get like a 30-day free trial with Arrow, which is actually pretty cool. Though Shutter have had like 30-day free trials before. Oh no, thank you, George. Or I wouldn't have those pictures to show if you wouldn't have taken the time to get those out there. So thanks a lot. But it's helping me like inspire me and like with certain films. There's stuff that I was going to talk about. I'm going to be doing. I still want to sometime this, or maybe I'll mix it into this one or the next one, next couple videos. Perversion Story by Lucio Fulci. I recently watched that one again, and it had been a while since I'd seen it. Like I was gifted that last year actually, and during the 31 Days of Horror, and that was the one that I'd started to watch, and like I said, I got to get in the right mindset to sit down and watch it. Oh yeah, that's actually if I would have had it back then and I wouldn't have I've already had things planned to tear down. That's actually not a bad idea, because they do something called Shocktober, right? And they have like the Shocktober 31. So if somebody doesn't have like their 31 days of horror thought up, like it's actually a great idea. I do love the fact that they reached out to director Edgar Wright to get him to curate a selection of films for the channel. Fantastic that Edgar Wright picked out some stuff for the channel. This is the first time I've actually probably really talked about like in any type of capacity, because I am going to do because I know that I love physical media and I do think that physical media collecting is the way to go. But I'm not blinded to the fact that there are streaming services out there and there are people that cannot afford to buy the stuff like 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 this. And I am also smart enough to know that a lot of people that get like dip their toes with certain like streaming services well are people that are going to become like the next big collectors out there, because they're going to see things and they're going to get like tastes of movies and want like the full thing. I don't have my Severin bundle yet. Is let's just check out. Let's do tonight's Where's Aaron's Severin bundle. Item has arrived in Canada, Mississauga, Ontario. I used to live there, by the way. Um, and was presented for review through customs. So we'll see how long that takes. Sometimes I plan out, but what I normally do is I will plan like ideas because a lot of times certain films that I'm going to get, like I live in Canada, so a lot of films that I want to get, like say if I wanted to say okay, I want to do the if I want to do the Friday 13th films, obviously that's a box set that's coming out on the 13th, which is great, but I live in Canada. I ordered it from Amazon. I'm gonna get it. Let's check on the hasn't won't be like sent out yet. It is like Dennis. I watched it on like I don't own it yet. Actually, I think no. I think Age of the Axe is like on their is the Region A one too. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. But I watched it on the Arrow player actually. So let's just see here. When is yeah arriving October 15th to October 19th, which is fantastic. That's okay. I love Sister Ursula. I have such a love for that film. Well, the Friday 13th, you don't know what Friday 13th is coming to does? Man, the ultimate Friday the 13th set, the Scream Factory one. Or were you like just joking? To get Svengoolie. I've seen Svengoolie before, but we don't get him like as in like I haven't didn't watch him like it wasn't those back in the day type of things. I hate the new way that they're doing this. There, add the photos. We go with that. But there's the Friday the 13th set. For those that it's in real 3D, does real 3D for part three. And like the missing scenes from part two have been found. So there's it's an insanely amazing set. They're not blue either, Cinematech. They're white. The cases are white. They changed the cases from blue to white to much like you see with the Vinegar Syndrome because of the fact that it's like reversible artwork on a lot of them. Do you see the post? Do you see the poster for the first film, like the alternate artwork, which is really cool. I love it because it's got like this bloody axe in this bed, and it is so cool. It's just so iconic. No, the cases are in fact clear. Yeah, a couple people got some early, got some early like I've got some early ones. We've seen the cases, and the cases are clear. So far, they've only been able to show us the set itself and the reversible artwork for Friday the 13th Part One. Here, takes better film. There you go. Actually, I rarely like the blue cases unless like I had one recently where the blue case actually kind of was nice. It was on like the Death Ship. No, sorry, Ghost Ship. That had a really great blue case. So that one I really enjoyed. And for those that are going to ask, I will be revealing like tomorrow's video, what tomorrow's movie is going to be. Probably tomorrow, because I got a couple that I'm thinking of. It's pricey, man. Um, but it's gorgeous. I mean, like it has every film there, includes the New Line films, does. And so for those that have kind of like those like me who've kind of put two and two together with this, is that They include the New Line films. What is New Line most famous for? New Line is famous as being the house that Freddy built. So I'm going to tell you right now. I'm putting it out there right now. My bet is going out there that the next big Scream Factory set, the Ultimate Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm saying it right now. On of Terror? You mean like who done it? What's the sale price for Al Adamson set? Oh, I don't really know, Sean. I do apologize. Like I bought it like on, I pre-ordered it on day. Well, I didn't pre-order it, actually. My better half for my birthday. She pre-ordered me the Al Adamson, the big bundle. Uh, so I'm not quite sure what the sale price is. Does anybody get the Al Adamson set during sale price? Can you know anybody know exactly around like can let Sean know what the price of the Al Amson set is because that's actually be interesting to know, especially when people are looking around and to buy something to see like if they're getting a if the if they're actually getting a good deal if somebody's if they missed out on the set initially and they want to make sure that they're not getting ripped off. So if anybody knows the price of Al Amson set, like what do you think like a decent sale price that would be? Please like put it in the comments there. It would be much appreciated. Oh yes, all of it. It's the works. I mean, right up. It even has the new, Friday the 13th film. The reboots there. All the films there. Jason versus Freddy. A bunch of new features there. There's a whole new like two bonus discs with a bunch of documentaries on there. A lot of stuff ported over. A lot of brand new commentaries as well. 4K restorations for the first four films. Man Behind the Mask music videos on there. Actually, an alternate version of the Man Behind the Mask music videos on there as well, with a different music to it. So a lot of really cool stuff. Francis Rad. Okay, no, are you serious? How competitive do I think the Arrow player will be? There's a lot of streaming services out there, India, and a lot of them will eventually fail. That's a given. Same as with anything else. It's a good time for them to start it right now because everybody's home. Um, but surprisingly, the one thing that did surprise me about the Arrow streaming service is that this is one of the things that I was able to keep up on. I'm a big fan of Arrow stuff, and oh yeah, Arrow's got a streaming service, Dungeon. It's actually really good. If you go on right now, look for Arrow Player. I think it's on like Apple and Roku and like on a bunch of them. Basically, it's free for 30 days, and it's only $4.99, same as the price of Shutter afterwards. And it's got like a bunch of Arrow films, including this month movies curated and picked out by Edgar Wright, and features as well. Like so, you get like hour long like documentaries and 2 hour long documentaries and hour long interviews on there as well. You don't see it in Google Play? Yeah, that's supposed to be on on a few different ones. Let me just look here, and but what really surprised me, well, I do apologize, I meant to like finish my sentence there. What really surprised me was that I was that so many people did not even know it existed, had no idea that Arrow was starting a streaming service like on the first. Yeah, exactly, don't miss out on Vinegar Syndrome. Um, because they do amazing stuff. I got to get some of those Blue Undergrounds too. All right, so here's what I see. I'm going to bring up Bloody Disgusting. Actually mentions it here. Uh, so Arrow Video is getting to the U.S. streaming game with U.S. and Canada on October the 1st. Let's see if they say what. Arrow will be available October the 1st in U.S. and Canada on the following apps devices. On iOS, iPhones, and iPads, and of course on Apple TV, all Android devices, Fire TV, so Amazon Fire TV sticks, Roku, all Roku sticks as well, and on all web browsers under www.arrow-player.com. So hopefully that helps you out. Let me do something. Hang on, let me try something here. Give me a sec. Thank you, Bloody Disgusting, for that information. There you go. Oh, the people in the stream realize Horse Girl Noose box set from Arrow is coming out again on October 19th. Is it going to be the actual big set? Okay, so for those that don't have it, like you're going to get a taste of the Horse Girl Noose box set on the streaming service. It's not going to have all the features that their box set has. So if you start watching it and you like Herschel and Lewis, you're going to want to get the set. Cause wait there. It's an amazing set. And one of the things you're really going to want isn't on that set. And it's the documentary on Herschel and Lewis, which is incredible. It's an amazing documentary on Herschel and Lewis that's on the set, but it is not on the Arrow streaming service. So you can go to get the Arrow streaming service, you can peruse and look at some of those movies and realize you're going to need... Oh, no problem, Dennis. Did you get it on the same sale that I got done? Did you get when Amazon like dropped it like super low on Amazon UK for like a short period of time? The box so big. No, it's Blu-ray. You got the shock box, man. That's awesome, Brian. What Brian has is this huge box that has like it had like a I think it had like a record in it and like a novelization of Blood Feast. I think it's Blood Feast. Novelization of Blood Feast and all these extra like really kind of cool goodies on there. That was like really limited and like sold out really fast. Think of like one of the Severance big like bundles they put out. Severance bundles sell out extremely fast. Or like if you want to get like one of those, a lot of the Vinegar Syndrome bundles that go pretty quickly. Yeah, it is. It's huge. I've seen it online. I've never seen it in person. Um, oh, you got that on Barnes and Noble. That is nice because it is a really good set. Like I know Herschel and Lewis isn't for everybody, but I think he's somebody that like definitely like explore him a bit. One Al Russ Meyer Blu-ray set similar to the Herschel and Lewis one, Cinematech. You're preaching to the choir here on that one. I have the Russ Meyer set right there, the DVD set. One of the prized pieces of my collection, as you guys all know. Unfortunately, the whole reason that that you don't see a Russ Meyer Blu-ray set has nothing to do with Arrow. Arrow would 110% not even blink to put out like a Russ Meyer set, like Blu-ray set. It's the Russ Meyer estate are very tight about that. Which which one do I think I'll get? The blue or the gray? Which one did you get? I tell you now, you got the gray one, right? I don't know. I go back and forth. I kind of want the blue, but I'll be good with either one. Was Herschel named the mother in Serial Mom? I don't know. Is it? It's been a long time since I've seen Serial Mom. It's one that I got to revisit. I would love to see Arrow do a set for the Grudge films. I love the fact that they did one for One Missed Call. Those one that I'm going to be talking about those films here. It happens. I mean, like I don't want to be like too judgy when it comes to the fact because it is like there, that is Russ Meyer's estate, but sometimes I find that can be a little bit too tight fisted. Uh, you should have gotten the bundle, man. You would be, see, you could have watched when I do the unboxing. You could have watched it, and like in solidarity, you could have wore the whole like the Sharkmania do rag type thing. But the good thing about like buying, like I, for instance, like the when I'm all over the place here, guys. I do apologize. But you guys are coming up with some great comments, and it's making me think of a dozen things. Like there's so many things going through my head at the same time. Uh, by the way, if you're new here, I'm all over the place, but I hope you guys enjoy that. It is expensive, Dagger. Like basically, what happens is like for the Russ Meyer ones, they put out the you can buy the Russ Meyer films from Russ Meyer's estate themselves, and they put out like their own releases because they're putting them out themselves. You can bet your sweet bibby that they're super pricey, uh, and I wouldn't say would have a lot of features on them. I don't have them. I know Ken was in here earlier. But I'm not sure if he's here now, but I know he had. I think he got a couple of them from their estate, because you can go on like this Russ Meyer website and they sell them from there. But you got to be. They're not selling a set. They're selling them like one at a time. Beyond the Veil of the Dolls is pretty much the only one on Blu-ray. Yes, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and all that jazz that I forget to do, because one of these days I'll be a real YouTuber. Uh, and thank you, by the way, to my all my Patreon supporters there, the Crimson Cult. You guys are awesome. You rock. And this month you did something very special. You got me out of the red, so I appreciate that. I'm not even joking. I truly appreciate that. You got Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. Oh, Brian. So how is the estate Blu-rays? Because I'm actually kind of curious. Are there any features? Did Faster Pussycat have any features on it? Was it like just a straightforward like burn the Blu-ray type of thing? Like good artwork? Like I'm something I don't really know much about. The Russ Meyer DVDs are $40 a film. If I'm paying $40 for a movie, it better be Beastmaster in a class with some sexy artwork. You got six of the Meyer movies from the state. Okay, Brian. So anybody wants to answer, either of the Brian's wants to answer this question, you can do it. Um, it's not bad. So no features. That's what I figure. Artwork okay. See, for me, I'll grab it. Hold on a sec. I know it's only DVD, but it at this point it is like the best way to have like the most comprehensive like collection of Russ Meyer, and it is good quality. Like I'd say, the DVDs are good quality. I can't complain that way. And you can see like the list of films that are there. Beastmaster went up fast, didn't it, man? It was like $30, $39, or you could buy it like really get a good deal by the bundle, or you could pay like 50 something dollars now. Yeah, there's a lot of I can't show you the back of it, but there's a lot of hot girls. Russ Meyer was a breast guy, so you get to see a lot of that in these films. Needless to say, this is the book that came with it. I cannot open up the book and show you almost any page in this book because it's way. Oh wow. Nope. Can't show that. Nope, not that either. Kitten Nativita. Nope. All right. None of the book. But still, if you guys were lucky enough to grab this, I had just started buying like I just got region free. I was buying some Arrow releases. You got the bigger one, right? The thicker one, where instead of the having them in like this, they were like put in their own case. It's got one less film in it, but it's pretty much the same thing, except for I think it's missing. Which is it? Probably Pandora Peaks. I think Brian is that the one, right? Pandora Peaks is one that's missing out. I think that's the one because it was originally like an 18 movie set, and then it became they re-released it as a 19 movie set. But definitely worth checking. If you guys ever get the chance to see it, this is super expensive most of the time. So if you ever find it somewhere for a really good price, uh, then grab it. Yeah, then it's definitely Pandora Peaks because I think that was the last kind of one that he really did. It was on like the needless to say, not surprised. There you go. See, I'm all over the place tonight. So you guys say something and you think of something and it gets my mind going, and then I gotta show you. You held strong this year and only picked up VSAs mostly. See, this is my first year that I went in and I bought the Vinegar Syndrome. I pre-ordered Vinegar Syndrome like Black Friday bundle. I'm so glad I did though, and I'll explain why. Uh, because most of the time when Black Friday comes around for Vinegar Syndrome, I'm pretty tight strapped when it comes to cash, right? Um, so then I'll see the announcements of the new films, and I'll be saying, okay, this time I'm going to focus. I'm gonna focus on like these films. I'm gonna get these older films that I need for my collection. I'm gonna pick up a bunch of these, or I'm gonna catch up on the slipcovers and that type of thing. And then they'll announce a bunch of new films that I really really want. They and this time I got that out of the way. So no matter what's announced for like the Black Friday thing, like aside from possible VSAs and like other like label companies, I got that part out of the way, so I can breathe a sigh of relief and I can say, okay, I know the Forgotten Jelly box it's paid for. The VSU is paid for. The VSA that the friend the bundle is paid for. Those the other two films are kind of paid for. So now I can think, okay, if there's some other stuff that I want to get during the sale, like, and the T-shirts are paid for, like I can just focus. I can like breathe a sigh of relief. I got the new stuff. I can just like look around and like say, okay, if Severin puts something out, I can do both. How do you get a Vinegar Syndrome subscription, Dennis? It's only twice a year that you can get one. During their halfway to Black Friday sale, you can get a 6 month Vinegar Syndrome subscription, which is definitely recommended because kind of like just to start you out. But on Black Friday, uh, it's like it's what you don't have. What you get is a full year subscription. You can only buy the full year one. You can choose between the ones with just the exploitation films, or you can choose with exploitation and adult films as well. It'll give you both options there. It's pretty pricey, but if you can afford it, it's definitely worth it. Like you definitely save a lot of money in the long run, but it's not super like here in Canada. Sorry, that's it. It's extremely pricey. I'm missing some Criterion talk here from Brian and Dungeon. Oh, it's Killing Birds. It's Zombie Five. I'm not sure what people were expecting. I say yeah, 600. I'm not sure, Dennis. What are you in, like the U.S. or are you in Canada? Because if you're in, because and if you told me before and I don't remember, don't worry because I had India's in China, and I literally probably said India's in Japan about a week or two ago because I suck at geography. U.S. Okay, it's gonna be cheaper for you. So I see. Yeah, look at say $500 or $600 depending on which one you go for. I'm not sure if it's gonna be more expensive because of the stuff they're putting into it. Like I would love to get it. It's my dream. There's two things. There's two big dreams that I got. Like for me, one is one of these days to get the Vinegar Syndrome subscription service. Like to have like then I know every month if I can't afford like to get movies one month, or there's a couple months where things are gonna be lean, or I want to save up or anything like that. If I could afford to get the Vinegar Syndrome service, um, the subscription service, guaranteed every month, I'd have that's a guaranteed video, guaranteed reviews, guaranteed things we can talk about. Um, so every year it comes up, and it's never. and I can never afford it. Can't even come close to it because it comes like close to $700 here in Canada. Like it's over $700 usually. So I would just like even if I could just get the ones that just have the adult stuff. Arrow, I would love to see Arrow do a subscription service as well, but I'm not sure if they would be able to do it. What's this? What you did? You save money and just did it? I will definitely let you know, Sardis, when the subscription comes up. It'll be during the Black Friday sale, so definitely be watching the channel because I'll be doing like a countdown to Black Friday, like I did last year. So, and I did it this year as well. I did on the halfway to Black Friday sale. I did a countdown video, where basically I came down here. We waited together for the Black Friday sale to come on, and so we got this. I got you got to see it with me when Black Friday sale happened, and we got to see all together what the movies were. Somebody said the Killing Birds was kind of disappointing for them. Killing Birds, it's the fifth of the zombie films. Killing Birds it's an odd little film, but it is fun. You're saving for your PS5. I want a PS5 dance, but the thing is, I was very excited and I wanted to grab one right away. Here's the thing: there may be. I want to wait till there's a few more games that'll come out, actual like straightforward PS5 games, and until I know that there's not any like Red Rings of Death type of like things working out there. But if you're like a hardcore gamer, then I'm so jealous of you. By the way, for getting a PS5 pre-order, I won't even pretend like, oh, I don't care. Yes, I do care. I would love to have it. Keep hearing great stuff, Grave Robbers. That makes me excited because I pre-ordered the bundle, and the October bundle, and the director from Grave Robbers did one for the October bundle. So, and I love that like the slipcover. It's gorgeous. You spent the night. Did you do a video? I know some people like did videos, so they're spending time from the GameStops. See, GameStop is over 4 hours drive from where I'm at. So back when I lived in St. John's, I used to do that. We have Black Friday and Boxing Day. So you get Black Friday, you get one thing. We get two things. We get Black Friday in November, and right after Christmas on usually December 27th, or December 26th if you live in the mainland provinces. We get like a Boxing Day. So we get two Black Fridays. I haven't seen all the Zadichi films yet, though I do own the box set. You got the Grave Robber, Spellcaster, and I'm so jealous of Spellcaster. I gotta get that. I'm a huge Adamant fan. Do you know how many times, like, I've just blasted Goody Two Shoes and danced around the room this week? You can judge me. PS5 is going to be 4K native, so yes, unlike the PS4, the PS5 will be a 4K Blu-ray player, and I think that is going to get some more people into like grabbing 4Ks. The PS4 is actually a really good system, Indy. So if you just jump on with the PS5 because it is going to be backwards compatible for PS4 games, it's probably the best time to do it. And for $600, you get yourself a game system and a 4K player as well. Spellcaster should be a lot of fun. I like Killing Birds. That was fun. Get your Xbox Series X pre-ordered, and that also, by the way, is a fantastic like 4K player. Xbox was smart. Hey there, Dale. It was smart enough to come into the 4K game early. So the Xbox Series S, Xbox One Series S, is actually a 4K player too, and and the Xbox One's X, which is kind of like There's a bunch of like parents and grandparents out there that wanted to pre-order an Xbox Series X for their kids or their grandkids and ended up accidentally ordering an Xbox One Series X. Do I work? I work tomorrow actually. Don't remind me, Kubrick. Now this time Xbox is going with kind of a lead from the PlayStation. It has its Game Pass is pretty much like the king of the whole like this like kills PS now. Uh, it it just bought it just bought Bethesda. The naming system's horrible. They haven't had a good name in a while. Like they always have these good code names and then they never use them. But when it comes to like actual exclusivity, like game exclusives, and then that's where PlayStation 5 kind of really shines with stuff like Uncharted and Infamous and uh, and Ratchet and Clank. So they're both going to have their pluses and minuses. But the good thing is you can save up, grab them both, and yeah, along with your Nintendo Switch, because everybody should be playing the Nintendo Switch as well, because it is such a good system. I was up till like 3:30 in the morning yesterday. You know what I was doing? I was playing Animal Crossing. I paid off my house, then I got a loan to get a bigger house. So today when I go in and play Animal Crossing, I will see my new house, my bigger house. Definitely, that's the thing. If you purchase, you can actually watch 4K, and you're going to notice the difference because 4K digital isn't truly 4K. Not in digital, like not in picture and sound. You're going to notice a big difference. Uh, I tell you, how I noticed a big difference. I watched 4K Netflix uh, for Planet Earth 2, and I thought, man, this looks amazing. And then I bought the actual 4K of Planet Earth 2, and I was like, holy crap, this looks freaking amazing. Uh, like way more amazing, and the sound was much more crisper. Starfall is it's called Star something. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be definitely. Have a great evening there, George. Hopefully your movies will come soon. I want to see when you get, especially road games. Let's see what that looks like. Well, that's the neat thing, Cooper. You don't have to be a video gamer because every 5 minutes, this little road twists and turns, and it could be something that you're extremely interested in. But if you go early, you miss out. Just putting that out there. Just letting you know. What is Dolby Atmos? It is a sound system that is what's the word that I want to use? Great. Uh, Dolby Atmos is kind of like God. How do I put it? Anybody here, techie, that can like explain this a bit better than me? Um, it's kind of bass. It's what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Anybody here have a Dolby Atmos like sound system? Lambda 4. I like that film actually. Sort of. I mean, like so objects matter. Immersive, very immersive. But like basically, it's an object based like as opposed to just a regular sound system. It's very yes, it's very theater. It's very immersive. It is at this point, in my opinion, the best that you can get like when it comes to like a sound system. I have a Sonos, which is fantastic. It works really well upstairs, and that's what I'm using right now. And I got some speakers around there. Uh, Surround sound, extremely like definitely like. So if you can save up like eventually to get it, I don't have Atmos right now. I just got like I've got a Sonos right now. If I'm gonna be grabbing an Atmos, like fingers crossed with my new TV when we get to Morocco eventually. What I'm looking at there is actually I'm looking to hopefully get probably around 75 to 80 inch TV, probably like LG, because it has it does both Dolby Vision and it does the HDR10 plus, and it has Dolby Atmos sound in it as well, and it has a mode called called Movie Maker, Cinema Maker mode. It's one of the latest ones actually. I've been checking it out. I've been really researching a lot actually. But it's the one that has like the Movie Maker mode, like the Cinema Maker mode with it. You'll see it. You know it when you see it because they got like Christopher Nolan's like face kind of plastered all over it. Oh, there, Scotter got it perfect there. Expands on existing surround sound systems by adding height channels. Letting sounds be interpreted as three-dimensional objects. Oh, the model number? I do not know. We were looking at it like about a couple weeks ago because we were thinking, okay, once we go to Morocco, one of the things that I want to do is well, aside from like hoping to like just hopefully bring this channel to the next level. Uh, I want to be able to. Well, I want to teach over there, but for me, like I want to take this channel to the next level that I can take it to. So hopefully it's been noticed that I've been working my butt off over the last year to really up my game on this channel to try and put out better videos, to try and put out better quality videos. Hence, why you now see um, a different like a screen here where I've actually got a microphone. Hey EW, welcome man. Uh, and all that has been like thanks to like my Patreon supporters, my super chat supporters, um, all you guys out there, and definitely as I go into, I'm going to be doing a podcast, so I am going to be really hoping to up the brand of the channel and keep it like as hopefully fun and immersive, like Dolby Atmos, immersive, and just go even farther. Thank you, Italian Dad, because it'll be something that I'll be looking into in the future. There's eventually when I get the time, like I'm working a lot right now, so it's amazing that I can actually do this. Uh, no, we didn't get the Best Buy Canada didn't get the Halloween Steelbook, which is going to mean eBay price is going to be nuts. But I'm going to be like eventually there's going to be like a Facebook page for this one here. Uh, when the podcast comes out, I'll definitely let you know immediately when it comes out. I'll be pimping the heck out of that. I'll be doing the regular podcast that's going to come up. I will be doing question. I've a I have a Patreon for the channel, and for those of you that are members of the Crimson Call, thank you so much. I truly 100% appreciate that. Uh, do I need to do a new one for the podcast, or can I like just kind of announce it on the pod, like and put it all together? Because I really want to like be messing around with two or three things. It's so crazy. uh, I do try to display most of my videos in 4K. Sometimes for pre-taped ones, I don't always get to do that. I'll have to go with the 1080p. A couple times, earlier ones I had to do like with the 720 for like speed reasons, but usually I'll go with the 1080 and or if I have to, but a 4K, most definitely. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, because a lot of this stuff is new to me, and I'm still an awkward bunny when it comes to it. Um, there's people that are amazing at coming in and they promote their stuff and they've got like and they're on like for they're on for 2 weeks and all of a sudden they got like a million patrons and stuff like that. I'm not really good at promoting that type of stuff. I'm actually I'm in public relations, but I'm also Canadian, so I'm great. I'm amazing at promoting other people's stuff. Uh, when it comes to doing my own stuff, I I tend to like fall back a bit, and it's the thing that here's here's a peek behind the curtain. Uh, and if you're a YouTuber or podcaster, and this is ever you've ever felt like this is going to be something that's going to be really familiar to you. So there's this thing that's kind of pretty much it's called imposter syndrome. So no matter how well you're doing, or you or how good things seem to be, you always feel like you're never quite like that you're an imposter, that you're not quite good, that you're actually not good enough type of thing. So yeah, that's what especially if you've got someone like Brian is probably gonna know what I mean by this. When you're working like 24/7 on like basically on your channel, or like for me, I got like an actual I have a job that I do like 9 hours a day, and like with the work that I do now, it takes it outside of the of those 9 hours as well. As a musician, exactly, you would know. So like you get to that point, and you work and you work and you work and you hope that that people notice, and even when people do, you're like, do I really deserve the notice? Is it like it's a weird little thing, but um, it's a quirk of like of doing this. Whether you're in front of a microphone, or you're in front of like a front of a camera, that you can actually you as confident as you can seem at times when you speak or when you talk, or well, there's always that little like bit of thing, but I use that to actually push me forward to do better. Thank you so much, man. Daisuke is a sweet guy, and I look forward to doing another one. Actually, speaking of doing another one, can I mention it, Brian? Is it okay to mention it? I'm good. He hasn't said anything, but I'm gonna say it. So, all right. So earlier on, when I was at the beginning of this video, and we're just talking, actually, I got a message from Brian Sauer here from Just the Disc podcast and YouTube channel now, and the Pure Cinema podcast, which he does with Albert Kane. Which, by the way, if you're not listening to that as well, you got to. It's awesome. They have their own patrons, which I definitely recommend that you guys check out. Um, Invited me to come back to Just the Disc again to do like a horror centric to watch pile. I already got ideas in my head, Brian. So that is something we're not quite sure when it's coming up, but we're at least going to be taping it. And when it comes out there, I'll make sure that I let you guys know as soon as that gets done. As always, Brian is actually not just a guy that I listen to or comes on here. Brian's as a friend of mine, um, and I always enjoy our conversations. So hopefully you guys uh, get that across when we're talking on the Just of This podcast. It's not just like two people that like are just that are random that talk about films. These are two people that are actually friends that are talking together. So it's a conversation, and sometimes I speak too fast because I'm Canadian, and you don't hear what I say. So Break. The name of the movie is Break. Stay there. Right here, Break. The name of the movie from the podcast that some people didn't hear the name of is right here, and you can actually, if you want to want to buy it, you was at Walmart for a while. I don't see it there now, but it is on the Movie Spree streaming from Mill Creek, which I did notice there when I got an email from Mill Creek the other day. I saw that there. So I had a blast, and as always, I'm looking forward to it again. Um, I sound okay, but Brian definitely makes me sound even better because he knows his stuff. Oh, Break is really fun, Indy. Brian, did you see Break yet? Because definitely see Break. I wasn't like that is one to see. I thought it was such a fun film because there's one character in Break that that is just they seem like they're a good seems like a good character, and then they twist and they become the villain of the piece, and really really villainous and like well there's a well done really tense sequence. I don't want to give it away, but just check out Break when you see it. Let me know. It's a great one to keep for like say when like the snow starts to come. So it's a great like December movie. It's a great December horror film. Break is a great one for like a nice cold winter evening. Uh, that's what I definitely recommend. I don't rec- I recommend like Break is one that you either you buy or you I'm not sure, or even grab a digital copy or something like that. Just get it and see it. But I would recommend doing it around like late November when you're seeing the snow come around. When you got a nice kind of a chilly night, Breaks a good is a good film for that. It's definitely one that I watched last year that I'm going to be rewatching for this December. Exactly before going out skiing or snowboarding. Couch, did you know that I used to snowboard uh, and ski too? Not I wasn't that much of a skier really. I did downhill. I didn't do any like cross country. Like I did a little bit, but cross country bored the heck out of me. Uh, really. But snowboarding, yeah, I used to like that. Snowboarding and a bit of skateboarding, a lot of rollerblading. Now I'm old, so I don't do any of it because I fall on my butt and like us old people, our bones are more brittle. So, so did I snowshoe? Yeah, well, I lived in Canada. Everybody had snowshoes, like especially where I was at. Canada has some great mountains. I lived in Newfoundland. We have Gros Morne, and I've been up on Gros Morne. It's a great area. Snowmobiling, yeah. The first time I got on a snowmobile, I I got so nervous. I was a kid. I was only a kid, right? That I froze up, but I froze up with my hands on the gas, right? So I'm going, and really I should be letting go, so the snowmobile will stop and all, but I'm not. So I'm freezing up, and all of a sudden, flip. So I'm lucky. I was a dumb kid. I was a dumb kid. I was, I if out of all my friends, so basically, if there was something dangerous to do, I was the guy that would say, we got to do that. So, for instance, we're up in this area we called the Head, where like a lot of the older houses were a lot of like the closed down houses that have been long since abandoned. They're all like boarded up and stuff like that. So I was there with my friends one day, and I'm like, hey, we should totally go into one of those like abandoned houses and check it out. And they're like, no, the floors could be rotten, and the steps and stuff. That they totally were, by the way. Uh, and they're like, no, we can't do that. It's not a good idea. But I'm like, come on, if we don't do it, then we're going to go back and we're going to say, man, what if we had done that? And so, well, what if it's dangerous? So yes, but if we don't do it, what if we did do it? And that logic works when you're a kid, right? So it was like, they're right. You're right. We got to do that now. So we did. Um, Another time, I decided that we are going to go exploring in this kind of like swampy marsh bog area, and my cousin couldn't find his sneakers, so he I said, well, just grab whatever sneakers you can find, which was my aunt's, and yeah, and it was really wet and boggy, and kind of got him in trouble a bit. So yes, I was that kid. I was the kid that said, yes, let's do this. Let's free climb. Let's let's climb up on the top of the buildings and stuff. Great idea. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was that guy. I was that kid. I was a geek too. I was a super geek. I'm still a geek. Nothing's changed, man. Like zero's changed with that. I'm still super geeky. Climate change, no snow for almost a decade here. Oh man, Sardis, I feel so bad. Your snowboarder once fell on your butt. Oh, you got a bar nearby. Nice. See, I want to go. It's been so long. I'd probably have to take lessons right now. I want to go. I want to go like snowboarding, skiing with my better half. She said like that's fine. You can snowboard. I'm gonna go to the lodge. I'm gonna drink hot chocolate and stuff like that. Thank you, Kirby. I'm cool in the geekier circles. uh, by the way, I actually really love that like Hitchcock picture you got. Do you know another look behind the curtain? That initially, when I was doing this 31 Days of Horror up, that I had at first planned before I changed my mind, and maybe this is something that I'll do in the future. I had planned to do a 31 Days of Hitchcock horror. That's what I planned to do for this October. That's what it was initially going to be, but I went in a different direction. Though I may do a Hitchcock themed either month or like week or 2 week period in the future. I would really like to get back to my Hitchcock roots and actually do that. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, let me know. And sliding in Ohio when you're a kid, I used to love. I love sliding. We used to get on these like toboggans, right? So me and my family, at, and I think my mom's married to like to my ex stepdad now. So we went out there and there was this like area and then all this snow and stuff like that. So and it was fantastic and I'm going down to the toboggan. I'm super happy and I'm stoked and I'm sliding and and there's this like big mountain of snow and I'm like I'm gonna go for the mountain of snow. I'm gonna just gonna plunge right through it. Uh, and you know what happened? You know what's underneath the mountain of snow? A rock. There was a rock underneath the mountain of snow. I went I went flying. So there's interest in Hitchcock. I would definitely look at that. Arrow Player on PC is the sexiest look of any streaming service. I haven't seen the PC version yet, but I'll definitely check it out now, Andy. But not quite sure if this comes across here when I'm talking and stuff like that. Uh, but normally, like aside from like now, uh, I was always a super active kid. That was just kind of like how I was. You're in Greenland. I would love to go to Greenland. We had something here called. I guess you had. Did you have this in the U.S. as well, or over there? We had something called crazy carpet. And what a crazy carpet is just basically a piece of plastic. Really, it's a slippery piece of plastic that goes super fast. I lost a lot of viewers when I started talking about like the early air and stuff. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that as often. Question: how great does Niagara Falls look from Toronto? Pretty cool actually. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Oh, I love Crazy Carpet. I would never tightrope walk over Niagara Falls. I'm not that. I would fall, man. I would so. It would like, and he's on the. Oh no, he's not. No, he's gone. He's fallen. That was a good 2 seconds. That would be my tightrope walking. I did a lot of free climbing and a lot of free running when I was young, but it's just the area I was in. Uh, Hitchcock would be great. I'll definitely do that because I really want to get back. We want to rewatch Strangers on a Train, Shadow of a Doubt, Rope, um, even some of the later ones like Frenzy and stuff like that. So I definitely want to do at least a week or maybe 2 weeks of Hitchcock. Did I ever put cafeteria trays on it? Actually, no, I didn't have a good cafeteria for that. See, I'll never tightrope walk, but when we're like walking and stuff down the road, and there's like the ledge, I'm always the guy that's jumping up on that the side of the road and just like walking across there. Have a great evening, Stardust. I bet this. go out now too, because I've been on it for almost 2 hours, so which is the longest video I've done in a long time. And a lot of people are starting to leave because I think I've overstayed my welcome tonight. Have a great evening there. The shot strange on train near where you live, which is amazing. Patricia Highsmith's incredible. Check out Mill Creek put out Chillers, which was the TV series hosted by Anthony Perkins, and it featured Patricia Highsmith stories. There you go. I am losing my voice again, and I need a bit of talk tomorrow, both on the phone and here. So I'll be back here tomorrow for the day 4 of the 31 Days of Horror. I am Aaron. You are the Cult of Cinema. You guys rock. Thank you so much for joining me here in my movie library tonight. I will see you really soon, because right now it is 110% time for tea. Have a good one.